Hello, I'm Dr. Chris Steele, and today I'm going to talk to you about celiac disease. And I'm talking to you about that because I've actually got it. Yes, I'm a doctor, and for years I was the health ambassador for Coeliac UK. And then out of the blue, I developed celiac disease myself. The symptoms can be very varied. Certainly bloating of the abdomen, lots of wind downwards, diarrhea, sometimes constipation, and then other effects from not absorbing nutrients in your diet, such as weakness, tiredness. Weight can be affected in different ways, and there are other longer term complications. Before going into them, let me explain what celiac is. It's your body reacting to a substance called gluten, which is found in wheat, barley and rye. Now, wheat, barley and rye are found in so many different foodstuffs, and the foodstuffs therein contain gluten. And when someone has celiac disease, they react to gluten. And the way that reaction occurs is you eat the food containing the wheat, barley, rye, the gluten, and this attacks the lining of the intestinal wall, damaging it. And it produces a condition known as an autoimmune disease. Celiac disease is not an allergy, it's an autoimmune disease triggered by this reaction to gluten. And an autoimmune disease is when the body attacks its own tissues. So with the lining of the intestine being damaged, you don't absorb all the nutrients you should be absorbing. So I must have had celiac disease for a few years without any terribly obvious symptoms, but there was damage to my gut, so I ended up with early osteoporosis. I wasn't absorbing calcium, iron deficiency anemia. I wasn't absorbing iron. Of course, that causes tiredness and weariness. The test is very simple. Your GP will just do a blood test, and that will tell them that you probably have got celiac disease, and then they confirm that diagnosis by putting a tiny camera down and they take a biopsy of the upper part of your gut, and that clinches the diagnosis. And once you've got that diagnosis, then you have to start the treatment. Now, there is no treatment or cure for celiac disease. Sounds awful, sounds very negative. The way to treat celiac disease is to go on a lifelong gluten-free diet. And I've got to say that's not easy. You've got to read the labels, check the foods, do they contain gluten? And gluten, it's in bread, pasta, pastries, pies, biscuits, cakes, sausages, sauces, and it's hidden in many different foods. So someone who wants to avoid gluten because of celiac disease or a lifestyle choice has to become a label reader. Check the label.